Hey everybody, this is Dougie080. Over the past few days, I've been seeing a number of people doing videos on whether or not they thought the Wii U was a failure. They had a lot of interesting things to say, and I figured I would throw my hat in the ring just because I kind of like the Wii U. Sorry. There's a number of different ways you can look at the Wii U, but regardless of how you look at it, I think the big thing you could take away from this entire situation is that the Wii U is a perfect marketing disaster. Let's get back into that in just a little bit, but I want to talk about in the views of Nintendo. When Nintendo first made their projections of the Wii U, of course, they had the highest. The Wii U was supposed to be the tippity top of the iceberg. It's supposed to have all these super great things for it. But as you could tell, a lot of the things didn't exactly play out the way that Nintendo thought that it would. But where did they go wrong exactly? I think in terms of their very first announcement for the Wii U and their initial projections, you can't really deny that, yeah, the Wii U kind of failed in that respect. Just the sales don't lie. They had the high expectation and they just didn't meet it. But if you come down just a little bit, whenever you think about failure, you think of something that lost a company tons and tons of money. The Wii U, while it didn't do as good as everyone thought that it would, and they definitely thought that it would, it really wasn't that big of a failure. In the end, the Wii U got some sales, which I think most people are kind of surprised. Some people aren't surprised. I'm kind of surprised a little bit because of all the awful things that happened that I'm going to talk about in just a little bit. But I think, personally, when I bought the Wii U, I always jokingly say, whenever I buy a Nintendo console, I'm buying it for Smash Brothers, right? That's just my Smash Brothers. Anything else is extra, and that's just always kind of been the thing that I run with when it comes to Nintendo consoles. I get it for Smash Brothers, because Smash Brothers I know is a game that I'm going to dump so many hours into, hundreds if not thousands of hours into this game. I would show you the case, but I have no idea where it is. I can show you my gamepad. I don't know how to freaking play video games with it. It's not even charged. It's not even charged. But I don't know. I don't regret buying the Wii U. I think I got an interesting experience. I got a couple of unexpectedly fun games. And we're still have the Zelda game that's coming out. We got Mario Maker that's coming out. Mario Maker. And the Yoshi game that looks really cool that I can't get for, but I really want it, but it looks fun. But I don't know, I think on a personal level, for me, I think it was worth it. I bought a Nintendo console, I got some Nintendo games, good. I wish it had lasted longer, but like I said, the marketing. Let's talk about that. Let's jump over to the marketing. First of all, right out of the gate, the Nintendo Wii U, what even was up with that name, the Wii U? People were so confused. The way they announced it, they just showed off this thing and were like, hey, look, it's Nintendo Wii U. Nobody knew if it was a system. Nobody knew if it was just a controller. Is this an attachment for the Wii? The original Wii? Nobody knew. Nobody knew. This isn't the type of attention you want to bring to your console. You want them talking about your console, yes, but not like this. You want people wondering what type of crazy games they could be playing with this controller, not whether or not this controller is the system or not. So right away there was tons of confusion going back and forth whether or not this was a thing or not, and it took some people even years before they realized that the thing was even a system. They thought it was just some attachment for the old thing that came out 10 years ago. So right away the Wii was getting all kinds of weird publicity, people confused about everything. But that's not even the worst part. I think they didn't even market the thing. I remember around the time the Wii U came out, you expected to see some kind of commercials about it. Something on TV, something on YouTube, something anywhere, but you just didn't see anything at all, which further led to the confusion. People didn't even know that this thing was out. They would see it on store shelves and say, what is this, just a Wii attachment? I don't need a Wii, I want the new systems that's coming out. What's this old thing? Who's gonna... Why are you gonna get the... Oh, that's not how you market things. And if that wasn't bad enough, the launch titles they had for the Wii U really weren't that great. I mean, Nintendo Land was pretty great. I still think that game is pretty underrated for what it is that it did. How it introduced the crazy, you know, I think it put this controller to use. Like, I do wish there was a little bit more variety in the games, but in the end, I think it did what it set out to do, and I think it did it pretty good. But what was the other game? New Super Mario Bros. U, which... There's a lot of back and forth arguments when it comes to this series, and I'm not really going to get into that in this video. But that's probably wasn't the best game to kind of push your new system out, especially since that looks like a game that could have easily been played on the Wii. I mean, of course it's HD, but the gameplay itself is very similar, and that probably didn't help convince people either. They're just like, oh, it's for the Wii, because they saw the Wii. Let's go forward a little bit more. People are starting to find out about this Wii U thing. And then you all know about the Nintendo YouTube debacle that happened. I think, if anything, I think this was probably the final nail in the coffin that really shut off a lot of Nintendo supporters. Here's the thing. As a content creator, I started doing videos on the Nintendo Wii. I started doing Wii videos way back when the console wars were piping hot, and the PlayStations and the Xboxes were yelling at each other, and I was just over here doing my own little videos, right? And as small of an... you always hear people argue against this point, but hopefully what I'm about to tell you will at least convince some of you that there is some truth to this. I think Let's Plays has been an incredible advertising tool for Nintendo, and they completely shut them out. And here, I have an entire video that I want to talk about this, so I'll make it short. I'll make this short. So many years ago when I started, whenever I started, I can't remember when, but I was doing videos, and I think I had around 1,000, maybe 2,000 subscribers at the time. But it seemed like at least once or twice a week, I would get PMs from people who told me, Doggy, I bought a Wii because of you. You are the reason I bought a Wii. I thought the Wii was a gimmicky console. I bought it because of you, and I am enjoying it because of you. I gave it a chance because of you, Doggy. Me. I can't even make this stuff up. I got comments from people telling me that I convinced them to pick up a Wii U and a Wii, and they were enjoying it. Now, imagine me, a small 2,000 subscriber channel, getting comments or PMs from people once or twice a week for months at a time. That's just me. I'm a little YouTube channel. I was even smaller back then, but I might even be smaller now, but because of what Nintendo did. But imagine somebody like Chugga Conroy, right? Imagine somebody like Nintendo Capri Sun. How many people did they convince to buy a Nintendo system? Huh? Think about that. Think about that. I'm speaking firsthand. I mean, you can believe it if you want, but as a Let's Player, a relatively small Let's Player, for somebody to get that much attention, or to bring that much, you know, traffic, I probably generated Nintendo thousands of dollars in sales. But for them to just turn around and kind of do what they did to the Let's Play subscriber base, I don't know, it felt really sleazy on Nintendo's part. I gotta be honest, it feels really sleazy. Every video that I upload, getting that little email saying, hey, we're Nintendo and we're taking the 3 or 4 cents you make from a video. It's not a lot. It really wasn't a lot that I was getting, but it was enough to replace the equipment that was required to get you know, to do what it is that I do, which is why I've had these broken headsets forever now, because, well, you know, the dollars add up, and I was at least able to replace broken things. Get the new game that was coming out. The Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. I couldn't get that because of Nintendo. I couldn't get a number of these games I'm not going to be able to get because of Nintendo. But I think whenever they did what they did, they lost a very important free advertising for them. The thing about Let's Plays is that it makes people want to play the games, which I think was the entire point of a lot of people doing Let's Plays. They wanted to do the Let's Plays to show people the games that they enjoy. Of course, when money got involved, it got a little weird. People just doing it just for the views. But I think in the end, it really, the people that really enjoy the games, you could see it in their, well, face cams really weren't a thing back then, but you could tell that they were really enjoying what they did, and those who did it for views cranked out the entire series in a day or two. But I don't know, that's not to say that I don't want to get into that here, but I think that was the final nail in the coffin where people decided they didn't want anything to do with Nintendo. They said, hey, they saw Nintendo as an entity that was attacking their favorite YouTubers. So the broad audience of people who saw their favorite YouTube personalities were getting attacked. They saw it as a direct attack onto their favorite YouTube personalities, and they said, hey, Nintendo, that's not cool. I don't agree with what you're doing. So they quit watching Nintendo videos. Not only did they quit watching Nintendo videos, they quit supporting Nintendo because they, like I said, they saw this as an attack on their favorite YouTube personalities. So that turned off not only the people from doing these Let's Plays, but it turned off their fans from enjoying the Let's Plays too, because in their eyes they were supporting the people who were attacking their favorite YouTubers. Which, who could blame them, right? That's not cool, Nintendo. So if they weren't 6 feet under already, they went 6 more feet under. But I think after this past year, it kind of brought Nintendo back to where they were before monetization was even a thing on YouTube. It left people to do the games because they wanted to, not because they were going to get paid to do it. But I think the thing is, though, when a lot of us started doing Let's Plays however many years ago, we had disposable incomes. We were able just to throw money wherever it was, you know? But now, a lot of people have turned YouTube into their jobs. It's what they do for a living. And if they're going to put time and energy into something, as entertainers, it might as well be something that they could at least get a little something back from. Which is why I think a lot of people legitimately just dropped Nintendo altogether, because we're talking about people's livelihoods here. They enjoyed doing what they're doing, but it was nice that they were able to get a little bit of something in return. So it came to the point, do I want to support this company, or do I want to eat tomorrow? It isn't necessarily that the people were doing it specifically for the money. The money was something nice that came afterwards. If you look at most, well, I can't even say that because I can't say that. If you look at a lot of the people who started doing Let's Plays 5, 6, 7 years ago, money wasn't even a thing back then. They was doing it because they loved it. And believe it or not, that includes me. I've been doing this for ages. I don't even know the year I started, but I've been doing it longer than most people. As I talk with my hands. But that's how I think Nintendo really shot themselves in the foot with just a number of their decisions. I keep hoping that they pull back on the whole YouTube thing, because I think that was the biggest debacle that they could have done. And I also think that's the reason why a lot of Let's Players and stuff have turned to indie games, indie companies, because these people, they want that type of attention, and it definitely got that type of attention. Look at, what's that game that everyone plays? Happy Wheels? Would that be anywhere without Let's Plays? Look at Minecraft! Okay, Minecraft kind of had a more of a unique thing. But I think the YouTube personalities really brought Happy Wheels to where it is today. I mean, I haven't seen Happy Wheels in a while. I guess maybe it's kind of fallen off its little stool a bit, but it was really big for a while. What was I saying? I'm rambling a bit. I apologize. But I do think Nintendo is really starting to pull through they're letting their content speak for itself again. They're kind of pulling themselves out of this awful ditch that they dug for themselves. Like the quality of their games, even though they're continuing to shoot themselves in the foot, they're making it work somehow. They managed to make the Wii U marginally successful, even though they've done everything that I've talked about before. The awful name, the terrible marketing, the everything. People are picking up Wii U's for Smash Brothers. People are wanting to play the new Mario Kart game. The new Zelda game, no doubt, is gonna sell some Wii U consoles. I don't know. I think that's why the Wii U didn't do as good as it could have, is because of just Nintendo's terrible marketing disasters. I still love the system. I think it's great. It's guaranteed a thing that I'm gonna play. But, you know, because of everything that I've said, was the Wii U a failure? Nah. I'm not gonna say it is. I'm not gonna say the Wii U's a failure. I think they created fantastic games. It was just marketed awful. It's really, really bad marketing. You know, here's hoping they kind of pull back a little bit on the whole YouTube thing. It'd be nice. They would get a lot more advertising that way. I would be right with you as far as not believing that Let's Plays were genuine advertisements, but having kind of been in the Let's Play thing myself and experienced it firsthand, as small of a channel as mine is, imagine how many messages that Chucka Conroy got. Just think about that. I was 2,000 subscribers at the time, and I got them like twice a week. People telling me, hey, the Wii's a pretty great system. And I got it because of you. I got it because of you. And then Nintendo turns around and does what they did. Maybe I'll talk about that. Maybe would you guys like to hear my opinions? I could talk about this all day. But yeah, that's my thoughts. That's my thoughts on if I thought Wii U was a failure or not. I don't think it was. I don't think it was. From their initial thing, yeah, but you know, in the end, it pulled a profit. It pulled some kind of profit for the company, and yeah, I think it did what it was supposed to do. Kind of. They salvaged it. They salvaged it with the terrible decisions, but it could have been so much better. It could have been so much better if they just didn't jump on their YouTube people. But I don't know. That's just what I think. What do you guys think about the Wii U? Was it a failure for you? Did you buy it? Do you regret buying it? Do you enjoy it? Do you want to buy it again? Why would you buy another one? Why would you buy everybody one? That's a lot of money to buy for people. I don't recommend it. I don't know. Here's hoping the NX is gonna do better, but that's another thing they've been taking my pennies. They've been taking my pennies. That was my gaming budget, pretty much. Was my YouTube, my Nintendo thing. I thought it was pretty neat. It was pretty neat. I was able to enjoy a game, create cool stuff for you, and be able to afford the next one. But what could I say? Nintendo happened. Anyway, I keep saying anyway, but that's gonna end the video. See you guys next time! Let me know in the comments what you think about this whole Wii U thing. Just let me know, just about Nintendo in general. Just leave me a comment. Give me a like if you enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up if you noticed the background changed. If you noticed, oh, this is a different... I don't know what I'm doing back there, but something's happening. See you next time, guys. I gotta wave at you, cause so you do get infinite, but get it, but I'm gonna spug a bug. Huh? See you guys.